Hi, today's video we are going to look at some of the options that are available in the reports when you print in the various reports in the program. So we have been through all of the different reports. Let's go and have a look at some of the options that are available. The contract costing report, there are no specific options that we need to look at. Let's have a look at the detailed costing. When you select the detailed costing report, the only option is to compress the report. And if you select compress report, that will produce the same information as the standard report, but it does it in a more compact format, as you can see from this. So as you can see, this report has got the same information as your standard detailed costing report. The biggest difference is here. Instead of each design starting on a fresh page, once it's finished with that design and you get your subtotals for that design, then you will automatically get this next blue band, which is the following window. So on the previous screen, we had window 1. This is the continuation of window 1, and then we have window 2. So what it means is that you can produce that report now in a matter of 5 pages instead of having to have a separate page for every design. So it's just a simple way of compressing that report. The next report is our itemized rates. And on the itemized rates, we have 2 options. We have an option to show details. So if we have a look at what that does, it will show the information such as what glazing is used, what is the width of the window, the height of the window, plus the normal costing information as we normally have it. And the other option on the itemized rates is to hide the currency. Now, you would use this hide currency. You can see now my financial values are purely numbers. And the most important use for this is if you want to save this as an Excel file. Unfortunately, with the currency symbol shown, Excel will treat that as a string field, not as a numeric field. If we hide the currency, now you'll see if I go to save this report as onto my C drive, I'm going to save it as an Excel spreadsheet. Let's put it on my desktop. Call it costing 1. When I open that now on my desktop, you will see that those numeric values now don't have their currency symbol. So you can format this in Excel, format cells as a currency, and you've now got a correct currency symbol to use with that. So it just makes the export function a little bit more convenient. We don't need to save that. Then under the quotation report, we have 4 different options. One of the options is hide the graphics on the quote. What that will do for you is it will produce a quotation for you, but there are no pictures with that quote. So it looks a lot more like your itemized rates, except now it still has the benefits of your letterhead at the top and your terms and conditions at the bottom. So that is something, for example, if you're going to supply a separate window schedule and you want a nice, neat and clean quote, then you can just do it like that. Then the next option is an option to edit the quotes before printing. What that allows you to do is it will show you all of the items that are on the quote, and it will show you the price that Starfront has determined. Some people don't want to quote an unusual number like 10,146 Rand. So what you can do is you can actually go in there and I'm going to say I'm going to make that item 10,200 Rand. The next item, I'm going to make 11,800 Rand. Then I'm going to make this item 995 Rand. And you can manipulate those prices however you want. Now when you print your quotation, it's producing the graphics because we didn't turn the graphics off this time. You'll see there, my price is now 10,200 Rand, 11,800 Rand, and 995 Rand. So you don't have to use the exact prices that Starfront comes up with. If you want to manipulate that price or change that price slightly, then you can do that. Okay, so that was your second option on your quote. Then you've got two other options. You've got an option to edit the graphic on the quote. That is something quite complex. It allows you to change the drawing slightly that is shown on the quote. It will be covered in a future video. And then you have an option to hide the dimensions. So if I select hide dimensions on that quote, when I produce the quotation, I will see the different designs, but you'll see it has taken away the dimensions. Now, some people prefer that because otherwise people take their quotes and they give it to other customers to quote against it. This way, obviously, they can't see exactly what the sizes are. So it's just another option that is available to you on the quotes. Just remember that on your quotation as well, under the configure menu, under the user configuration, quote settings, you have all of these settings which can be used to put a quote footer, to create an in-house letterhead, to link a scanned letterhead, and to have your terms and conditions on the bottom of that report. So those are also options which are available for your quotation. Okay, so let's have a look then. That was our quote report. When we produce our section order, the option that we can have on the section order is to edit that order before we print it. So I'm going to tick that box and say, okay, let it scan through those designs for us. Now what the program will do is it will give you an opportunity to edit that order before you physically print it. Now this can be useful. For example, if on this order here, let's take something like our SWIFT 28 bead. The program is saying we need to order 6 lengths. Now it's in my standard color. I could quickly send a guy and say, just go and check on stocks. He can come back and say, we have 3 lengths in stock. So instead of ordering 6 lengths, I'm just going to order 3 lengths. What you can also do is if there's a certain item, you say, well, we've already got that in stock. For example, this Clip 44 box threshold, I might have a length in stock. So if I zero it out, then it won't appear on that order. And I can also add additional profiles. By clicking on this green plus button, it allows me to say, all right, I want to add let's say a corner profile. I want to add a adjustable corner from a Clip 44. It's a 6.5 meter length. I want to order an extra 2 lengths and I want them finished in white. So that allows you to add something additional to that order as well. So you can change quantities, you can remove items, you can add additional items to your order, and then when you print your order, it will now be adjusted according to that item that we did. Okay, so it's quite a nice way of manipulating your order. Just to highlight there for you, there's your corner adjustable 75mm inner, 2 quantity, 6.5 meters. So it's added that to the order. And there's the box threshold that we've set to 0. And then our beads that we had, which was the 28 bead, we took it from 6 lengths down to 3 lengths. So you can see that allows you to manipulate this order and obviously affect the price that you're going to pay to purchase the material on that job. So those are the options that are available to you on your section order. There's only that one option, which is to edit it. On your component order, we have the same option. So once again, I can say edit that order before printing it. Okay, so once again, there is our hardware order this time. The nice thing here is I can see the pack size and I can see the quantity that I require. So I could have a situation, let me see if there is one in here, where let's say, for example, the quantity that I require of a certain number of screws is 101. The program is going to obviously order 2 boxes of 100 because I would need 2 boxes to get my 101 screws if they come in boxes of 100. So then I could just go and I could manipulate my quantity. I don't think there's a specific example like here that works out that way, but you understand what we can get. So I can see the quantity I require, I can see the pack size, and then I can see what I want to order. So I say, well, I've got these in stock, so I can zero that out, zero that out, zero that out. I can, with my green plus button, I can add any additional hardware. So if I want to put in a door closer, I could go in and say, all right, I want to put in one of these door closers. The price is 585 Rand, and I want to order 2 of those. And as the same as with your section order, it will just add it. So I can remove items, I can zero items out, I can change quantities, I can add items, and then I get my ordering schedule. Just note that when you edit the ordering schedule, or whether it's a section order or the profile or the component order, it will say edited component order at the top. So there you can see there's my list of items that I wanted. Okay, so it's available to you to be able to manipulate that order as well. So those are our section and our component order. On our glass order, I have got an option here to edit before printing. Again, I'm not going to demonstrate that. It works exactly the same as the edit before printing on your section and your component order, but I can also say show summary only. So this is looking at my glass order. So it's working out the different glass sizes that are required on each design. So what this does tells you is your total. Formal glass, I've got 16 pieces of glass with a total area of 6.07 square meters. Lamb 01, 8 pieces, 11.32 square meters, and Stipulite 2 pieces at 0.62 square meters. So I don't get the individual sizes, I'm just getting a summary of that total job, the glass that I need on that job. So that is the option that is available in your glass order. Then if we have a look at our cutting lists, let's go and have a look at a cutting list. Let's do window number 2 for a change. I've got a couple of options on my cutting list. My one option is to hide the graphic. All that will do for you is it will produce that same cutting list, but it doesn't show you the graphic at the top of that cutting list. So as you can see, there's my standard cutting list, but it doesn't have a picture of that window. And why would you want to do that? Well, maybe you're going to want to print a full-size drawing with each of your designs, so that your workshop has got a bigger drawing to work from, and then in that case it will be not necessary to have the small drawing at the top of your cutting list. So that is the one option that's available to you on the cutting list. The other option that is available to you is, once again, we can edit the graphic, the picture, before printing the cutting list. That will be covered in a future video, or I can adjust that cutting list before printing it. So what this does for you now is it shows you what your cutting list is going to look like. It tells you on the cutting list, I'm going to have 2 pieces of formal glass, 1 piece of 835.8 by 551.4, 2 pieces 356.1 by 506.1. And so it goes on for all of my different beads, my sash, my mullions. So if there is an adjustment that I want to make to a cutting list, first of all, there shouldn't be a situation where you need to adjust a cutting list. But if for whatever reason, we did find from time to time people would cross out a figure on a cutting list and make a change, this allows you, if you don't believe that your cutting list should be 840.8 for that mullion, and you want to make this 900, you can just go in there and you can type. You can also change quantities. Maybe I've already got a sash and I want to take the sash out of this cutting list, so I can go to my sash profiles and zero those out. And the same with my hardware. I can manipulate the hardware that's going to be shown on that cutting list, and I can manipulate the profiles that are going to be shown on that cutting list. Once I've made my adjustments, then I click on the tick, and that will print the cutting list with whatever adjustments that are made to that cutting list. So it's just a way, instead of crossing something out on your cutting list and making a change, you can just edit it before you physically print that cutting list. On the optimized cutting list, automatically this option here, compact report, is automatically selected. If you turn that off, then it will show you design by design, which makes the optimized cutting list a lot more detailed. And then I can also sort by length. It's just a slightly different sort order, which will change the format of that cutting list for you. It will put all the same sizes together as opposed to keeping length number 1, length number 2 together. All right, so those are just two options. I'm not going to demonstrate those to you. It's quite simple and straightforward. On the store requisition report, there are no additional options. The design report, as we said, is going to be phased out. On the window schedule, the two options that are here will be covered in a future video, so we don't need to worry about it there. And then finally, the labels, it's the same two options that are available there. So the most important thing is the ability to edit your orders before you print them. So you can adjust it according to quantities of stock that you've got on hand. If you need to add additional material to that order, you can do it. If you need to add, whether it's a section or whether it's a component, you can add it onto that order as well. And then also on your cutting lists, the ability to edit that cutting list, and the ability to edit the picture that is shown on that cutting list, which, as I said, will be covered by a future video. So that concludes the basic reports section available in the Starfront program. There will be some future videos which will cover some more advanced functionality on the reports. But for now, that's all you need to know to work with the standard reports that are available in the program. So once again, thank you very much for taking time to watch this video. Please stay safe, healthy, and happy, and we'll see each other again soon for another video. Bye-bye.